What's the purpose of being frightened? H.P. Lovecraft used to say that fear is the oldest, strongest feeling that mankind knew. And what do we fear the most? It's the unknown. But the most important word here is not the unknown or the oldest, it's emotion. You see, fear is this emotion that somehow keeps us going, keeps us living, keeps us reacting, keeps us on the edge. And it's funny that I like horror movies, and I'm trying to produce horror movies here in Portugal. And this is a nice example of what fear is. This woman is pregnant, and she discovered that her neighbors and her husband were not what she thought they were. And it's interesting because, you see, horror is basically the removal of masks. We all wear masks every time, and for example, here in The Exorcist, the devil didn't want the girl, the devil wanted the priest. So this is the important thing about horror. We unmask things and we find the truth, the scary truth behind it. In screenwriting, we usually call this true character. It is something that is there for us to unmask. And it's interesting because if we look at life, we all wear masks and we connect with people who wear masks all the time. So what's the purpose of being frightened? Well, I'll give you 4 clues. For example, comedy. In comedy, we have a special vision of the world. The vision is, the world is crazy, haha, let's laugh. Horror, on the other side, puts things on another level and says the world is horrible, let's call the police. But this is just the beginning, because on comedy, nobody gets hurt. In horror, we do get hurt. This is The Mask. A nice man, a couple, holiday on Thailand, but this is true character. And in life, we have lots of this, unfortunately. So horror gives us that idea that life can be horrible, crazy, unpredictable, dangerous, bizarre, whatever you may think of. And above all, it is true. That's why we keep on coming for more sequels, more movies, more books, and all those things. So no matter how much we see, how many movies we see, we love them, and I love them, and I'm trying to make them, in fact. And they are useful, extremely useful to all of us, because horror is a way of teaching us what to do. I usually say this, that horror is the extreme sports of the soul. Some people go to climb mountains and go through wild streams, and sometimes they get trapped in the snow and they have to come helicopters and rescue them. I never do that. But some other people like me and some of you, we like to do that on a soul, on an inner level. We don't need to climb mountains. We do that on our homes, in our soul, in our spirits. So that's how horror works. It gives us an experience that we live on the inside. And also, there is the comfort of a parallel evil we can control. That's how horror works. It gives us the comfort that the movie will end, the book's gonna finish, and in the end, it's all just for the fun of it. No big harm. And for example, there's also the reward of surviving. You see, after 9/11, we have seen live decapitations on the internet and how horrible the world can be sometimes. And horror movies and books and games, horror games, they usually give us this reward of surviving it. Then we come back to the question of the extreme sports of the soul. That's an interesting concept. Horror is also subversive by nature. Like many of the great works of art of the 20th century, they demand from us, they offend, they go further, they expose things, they unmask things. And that's a great thing about art, like great documentaries like Clockwork Orange by Stanley Kubrick. These films, they are unique in the way that they unmask things. Horror also allows us to better understand our fears, not face them. I hate cockroaches. I don't want to face the cockroaches, but I would love to understand, why do I feel the way I feel? That's what horror gives us. So what's the purpose of being frightened? Well, I could tell you, but I'm sure by now you already know. Be good, do good, love each other, share, and try a little tenderness. Thank you very much.